What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for the day. I hope everyone is having a great Sunday so far. I've had a lot of people join the VIP this past week or past 2 weeks, and I do want to say Sundays normally are slower days. Sunday, Monday, there's just not as much on the board. I kind of have a policy where I only will send out a pick if it is S+, if it's A+, if it's an A+ type play that I, would want hundreds of people to put their money on and be confident that hundreds of people can put their money on. And Sunday, Monday, there's just not enough games going on a lot of times, so that's kind of why it's slower. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, especially like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we have a ton of plays out that's going to kind of get you there. And like I've said, past 3 out of 4 weekends, we have had 20+ unit weekends. The one unit that we did not was actually like a 6 or 7 unit weekend where we just had there was really nothing to bet on that weekend, but we still ended up going up that weekend, which is great. And if you guys don't know, on Thursday we had an amazing day. Friday, we also had an amazing day too. You guys see everything here. Right now, it's looking like we're going to have between like a 15 to 16 unit weekend. So not hitting that 20 unit mark or something like that, which is fine, guys. It's still a great weekend. Probably the one thing that didn't put us over that mark to a 20 unit weekend is just not hitting enough 4-mans. Normally for a 20 unit weekend, you're going to need to at least hit like 2 or 3 of these 4-mans. As you guys can see, we had like a 40 unit weekend the first week of June. Hit like, I don't know, like 5 or something, or 4 or 5 of these where it was like a 3-man or 4-man entry. And then here's another weekend in June where I think there's like a 25 unit weekend. Hit 4 of these here. And you guys will see at some very close calls, right? This was a close call here, and then this was actually a very close call here. He missed by like 15 yards or something like that, but we did end up hitting this one here, and a ton of 2-mans, guys, a ton of 2-mans. This is on this channel right here over the past maybe like 16, 17 days. We're on like, I don't know, you guys see it on the title, but we've just been crushing it on this channel as well. Right now, we actually have a play going on. That was the play that I sent out yesterday. We took on under. He went ahead and cashed really easily at 18. And then Bree Stewart, they're actually at halftime right now, and she has 3 rebounds. So we'll cross our fingers for her to go over. Still really like this play here, and especially because it is a close game. Probably the one thing that I always stress about the New York Liberty is they're like a super team, and we do not want them to blow out the other team because they would take Breanna Stewart out. So she's at 3 right now. She actually got 3 in the first quarter and then 0 in the second quarter. So I don't know what she was doing in that second quarter, but overall, still very happy about that. Hit this on chalkboard, and then had some very like close misses. Owner not getting 10.5 is pretty crazy because they did 3-0 BLG. And then right here, we've also had some misses, right? And I think it's really important to go over the misses because it shows that I don't really care if the plays hit or not. What I care about is that we stick to our correlated betting strategy and that the correlation works, okay? And this is a prime example of the correlation working, right? It doesn't really matter if all these things go 4 out of 4 together. What you guys will see up here is we have a very correlated play up here where we have 3 guys on FlyQuest to go under, and then we have the support on FlyQuest to go under assist. They end up going way over because they 3-0'd this team. I actually went over this in yesterday's video. But then what ended up happening last night is we had another correlated play down here, and we paired it up as a 4-man, and these guys end up hitting together as a little pair. Now, obviously, this play misses, but this is still beautiful correlation right here, right? So I think it's important to show the losses, and I'm very transparent. I try to be very transparent, but it's important to show the wins, the losses, whatever it is, because it doesn't really matter if the wins and losses come through, guys. It just matters that we stick to our strategy, and the strategy works long term, which is called correlation pretty much. As you guys will see here, no big CFL 4-man, which didn't hit for us this week, which we have the past like 4 weekends. But you guys will see I take the CFL unders. I take a quarterback receiver duo to go under. These guys go way under together. If you guys don't know, that's probably the easiest way to explain correlation. You have a quarterback and receiver on the same team, and if the quarterback does not perform, if that team does not perform, if they don't pass well, then he's going to go under and the receiver's going to go under, right? It's the same thing if you think about like a Jamar Chase or Joe Burrow. If they have an amazing game together and Joe Burrow throws for 400, 500 yards, Jamar Chase probably going to get 150 to 200 of those yards, right? Very correlated together how they do. And then we just did not hit this correlation up here at the top. So very correlated down here, very correlated up here. We just had opposite correlation go red, right? So hopefully that makes sense. If this makes sense to you, some people will look at this and be like, oh man, like he missed these entries. How could he be talking like this? But if you truly understand that this is the strategy that we use, and you guys will see the past 30 days, we're up 83 units using this strategy. Last year, we went up 600 units alone, 600 units in 2024 using using this strategy, really nothing has changed very much, right? I still bet on League of Legends. I bet on Counter-Strike. I bet on football, whether that's Canadian CFL, or sorry, Canadian college football, NFL. It doesn't really matter what football you bet on. Just know that it's correlated together. This is since May 1st, we're up 107 units. And since the start of 2025, we're up 220.7 units, guys. I also added a counter for a $5 better because I feel like I get a lot of questions of like, how much should I start with? And I personally think if you're like a $3 to $5 better, that's right at the zone where I'd like, that is the least that I would start with at the VIP. You guys will still see $5 bettors so far this year would make more than $1,000 on the VIP, which is absolutely crazy to only bet $5 an entry and still make like, this is profit, guys, make over $1,000 by the middle of the year. So, that right there, like if you think about it, we're 6 months in, if you have some sort of bill that's $200 a month or something like that, like you could pay off that bill with just sports betting as a $5 better. That's not even talking about, a lot of $5 bettors are then going to advance to $7 bettors to $10 to $15 to $20 bettors, right? Over the course of time, you're going to climb up this ladder here. So if you are interested in that, if you do want to check out my VIP, you can get 2 months free of the VIP for texting me and signing up for the website Bovada. It is a sports betting app that is an offshore book. It is legal in a lot of states. It's legal in like 40 out of 50 states. As long as your state is in the blue here, you'll be able to sign up for Bovada. You're going to put $25 into Bovada, take a $1 or more entry, and then once you do that, I will actually Venmo or Cash App you back the $25 deposit. It kind of sounds too good to be true. I get a lot of people texting me of like, hey man, did I get that wrong? Or like, are you actually gonna send me the 25 back? Like I get to get in completely free. And I'm like, yeah, man, and no questions asked. I'm gonna Venmo or Cash App you back this money after you put this into the app. So it does help me out a lot. This is a big way about how it kind of pays off for me putting this amount of time into the VIP. But also, you guys, the most important is you will get in for 2 free months of the VIP. That's going to go all the way up until the start of NFL and college football season, guys. So we are getting into a very serious time of betting where, like I said, our average units that we go up a month is about 45 to 50 units. And this month alone, we went up about 85 units, 83, 85 units. During football season, we average about 60 to 65 units, okay? Because it is kind of it's like we're out of the off season. This is our real season that we have insane amounts of bets, guys. So text me the word Bovada. You can also text me the word better. Right now they're doing a play 10 get 30 instantly promo. So as long as your state's in the purple, you can sign up for that as well. And then I also mentioned we did hit a chalkboard play. I'm only doing 1 free month of chalkboard for that, but as long as your state is in the green or the purple, you can actually sign up for chalkboard. So just text me these words, guys. It's as simple as texting me like a 5 to 6 letter word to my number right here on the screen. I'll respond to you within 5 minutes and you'll get into the VIP for free for 2 to even 5 months. Like if you did all of these promos right here, you could get in for 5 months of the VIP. All right, so let's get into the play of the day here. If you guys do not know, you guys will see it on the title. We're on something like like 25-4 run, which also sounds too good to be true, but you guys can go back and look at all the videos. Every single check mark in these thumbnails here is a play that we have hit, a 3-man or 6-man, a 3x or 6x entry that we have hit right here on this channel. You guys will see here about like 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, we hit a 6x and then a ton of 3-mans, guys. This is over the past like 18 days only. And look at all of these entries we have cashed. I truly think this is the best betting YouTube on the on the planet, right? I truly think that. And whether you're cashing every day for free or on my VIP, please leave a like on this channel. It really does help me a lot. All right, so let's talk about Faker first. Now, this game is happening in 3 days. So if you're a longtime viewer of this channel, you guys will know that the longer a game is out, that is honestly where we make most of our money. That's where we make real money on the VIP, is betting on some of these games that are happening a day, 2 days, 3 days out. Now, I'm going to come out and say right now, Faker's going to bump to 8.5 by game time. I'm going to try to keep up with it because I'm going out on a whim here. He's going to bump to 8.5 by game time in like a 3-day time span when this does happen on Wednesday night. Trust me, I've done this enough. I know that he's going to bump down. Him at 9.5 is way too high for Faker. Even though he's a really great player, he struggles in losses. Guys. So, I'm going to actually bring out the pin tool because I feel like this has been a great way to explain these bets. So we have T1 versus Gen G. Now, what you need to know about League of Legends is that the winning team, so if you take a W, you're going to get way more of everything. All right, you're going to get more kills, you're going to get more assists. If you take a loss, you're going to get way less of everything, right? We actually saw this in the game where we bet on yesterday, right? He only got 18 assists because his team got 0-3'd. So his team got absolutely swept off the board. So he only gets 18 assists, half of his line right there. So if you take a W, you're going to get way more kills. If you take a loss, you're going to get way less kills. Now, this is T1 versus Gen G. I've talked about Gen G pretty much all week. They're the number one team in the world by far. Okay, they're the number one team in the world. They're like the 2018 Warriors, or when the Chiefs were popping off with Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and everything like that, and they were unbeatable. That is how Gen G is, guys. They are nothing to be messed with. Now, I think this game is going to go Gen G 2-1. Okay, so Gen G is going to win 2 games. T1's only going to take 1 game away from them in this 3-map series that we're betting on, guys. So that means that Faker is going to get 1 W, right? He's going to get 1 W and he's going to get 2 losses. So if he gets 1 W and 2 losses, this is what I'm thinking of that's going to happen in this game. That means that Faker, on average, in a loss, he only averages 1.4 kills in a loss. Okay, 1.4 kills in a loss. That means if he ended up losing 3 times, he would only get 4.2 kills 3 times. Now, 1.4 times 2 in the 2 losses, that means that that is actually 2.8. All right, so 2.8 right there. And then the 1 win that he has, he averages 4.3 kills in a win. So 4.3 kills in a win, that means, I'm giving them 1 win, right? Even though they're facing the best team, T1's also a pretty decent team themselves. They probably will get 1 win, all right? So I'm thinking they're going to lose twice and they're going to win once. That means we're going to do, they're going to have 2 losses, right? They're going to do 1.4 in a loss, 1.4 in a loss, plus 4.3 in a win. What that means is I'm thinking he's going to get right around like that 7.1 range right there. Don't want to get that too crowded, but 7.1 range is really what I'm estimating. I'm going to give him like another kill just because, and I'm going to say his fair value is about 8.5. Okay, so again, by game time, you'll see, even if Ariel Adkins does not hit, we'll see that Faker is going to bump to 8.5, at least 9. All right, this is going to bump to 9 to 8.5. Now, if it does bump to 9 in the next, couple of hours, but by the time you guys take this, take it at 9, take it under 9, take it under 9.5. If it bumps to 8.5, maybe stay away from it. Again, this is why we're taking this early on, right? Probably 2 days from now, it's going to already be at 8.5 and the value is going to be gone. But because we're betting this early on a Sunday, like I said, it's a slower day for us, so there's no reason to force anything. We'll be looking out to the future and we're going to bet Faker under. So that's going to be the play of the day for League of Legends. If you guys don't know, League of Legends is like one of my best sports. College football is also one of my best sports, and we win all the time with these different sports. You guys will see over the course of these channels videos, you guys will see League of Legends spread out all across the board, right? We had this play hit, this play hit, this play hit, this play hit, this play hit. This plays League of Legends, this plays League of Legends. Yeah, so a lot of League of Legends on this channel, guys, because it's probably the best sport to bet on right now by far. So second play of the day, paired with this, is going to be Ariel Adkins to go under 20 PRA. So let's get into why I like Ariel Adkins under PRA. You guys will see in her last 10 games, she's very consistent. All right, you guys will see a lot of times she gets like 19, and she is facing the Minnesota Lynx, which I always talk about are the #1 defense in the league. All right, they are by far and away the #1 defense in the league. The New York Liberty is the best team in the league, but the Minnesota Lynx is the best defense in the league. All right, so if you see all of these other teams that she's playing, right, she's playing Atlanta Dream, she's playing the Connecticut Sun, she still goes under. She's playing the Chicago Sky, she still goes under. Chicago Sky again, she goes under. I don't know why they play the oh wait, she's on the Chicago Sky. Sorry guys. Play the Sun, they go under. She plays the Mystics, she goes under. She plays Phoenix. I honestly don't know what the Phoenix team name is, I'm not gonna lie, but she goes under versus all of these other teams that are kind of middle of the league, middle of the pack. Now she's playing the #1 team in the WNBA against points, rebounds, and assists. All right, they're definitely #1 against points. You guys will see over here, they're #1 team versus points. They're #7 against rebounds, and they're #2 against assists. All right, so I'm taking her under because she's going under against all of these other random teams that are like between the top 3 to top 8 in the league. There's no reason why I think she's going to now randomly go over against the #1 team in the WNBA. If we look at her head-to-head games, this is like more than a year ago, so we're not even going to look at this. Actually, this is like right a year ago. Is it the 6th? Yeah, this is a year ago today. So she does go over a year ago today just by 1. But you guys will see the past 3 games that she's played the Lynx, even though it's not this season, she goes way under this here because Lynx is a really, really great team and a really, really hard defense to deal with, all right? So I'm taking the under. Again, she's gone over this in some of these other games, but she faced the Sparks here. She played the LA, yeah, it is the LA Sparks. The LA Sparks. All right, I was thinking of the Fever, but she did play the LA Sparks. They were 11th out of 13th in defenses, so they're not a good defense at all. And she gets 24 versus them. Now she's playing the number 1 defense in the league. Right, so hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Very, very good defense that she's going to be up against. So I'm taking her under PRA. If this bumps to like something like 20, then I would maybe look at her under fantasy score or just straight up her under points. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you guys got a good enough explanation about why I'm taking Faker under as well. And we're going to keep up with this, even though Ariel Adkins, like maybe she goes over and she gets like 35 PRA tonight. I'm going to keep up with Faker because, again, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. It just matters having a solid bet, having a solid strategy, having something that you know is going to work over the long term and sticking to that strategy, right? So I know that Faker is going to bump to 8.5 by game time. So that's why I'm taking him under. And again, win or lose, he's probably going to bump to 8.5. And we know over a long period of time, if we keep taking entries like that, where we get 1 kill of value, we're going to win, guys. So again, if you want to join the VIP, if you want to start winning, maybe you've been a long time losing sports bettor or something like that, you can pretty much overnight become a winning sports bettor with my VIP. I do it for hundreds of people, and it's as simple as just signing up for a different app that I have, whether it's Chalkboard Bettor or Bovada, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let's have another stellar week. We have won every day so far in July, and again, we're coming off of a 30-day span of like 85 units or something like that, which is insane. That's a top 3 month that we've ever had on this channel. February we actually went up close to 100 units, and then last November it went up about 85 to 90 units as well. Okay, so one of our best months ever, and let's keep it going. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.